Hi guys, I'm a couple of days late. I know. Just my last week video. I said on Mondays I was going to update. Last Monday was week 54. This would be week 55. For some reason, Mondays are not working for me. I get distracted and busy after the weekend. And so anyways, you have me today, Thursday. So it's my 55 week update. I came to you last week at 198.7 and I'm sitting there. I'm fluctuating between that and 200.1, 201, back down to 199. So basically last Friday, I went out with a friend of mine. I've been doing intermittent fasting and keto. I was definitely in ketosis. Everything was going great, but I have not been out with my best friend for months. And so we had decided and planned about a month and a half ago that we would go to our favorite Mexican restaurant, which always involves a margarita. That is my favorite. I have it maybe 4 times a year. I have my margarita on the rocks with salt. I have tortilla chips with queso and guacamole. And then I usually get Dos Equis tacos, fish tacos, and I have that without the tortillas, and I always bring it home because I can't fit anything after I eat the chips and queso anyways. And so because of the salt intake, I'm sure, and because of the alcohol, it threw me out of ketosis. It definitely made me gain a couple of pounds there. And so that's what I've been struggling to get off within the last week, almost week. And then on Saturday, we went and I ended up eating the rest of the fish tacos, which of course still has the high sodium and things of that nature. So the last week I'm just struggling to get it off. I'm upping my water. I'm back doing keto. I'm back doing the intermittent fasting. I'm up to 19 hours fasting, and then I break my fast and I fast for I eat for 5 hours. So I'm only eating 2 meals a day, no snacks. I'm averaging between 1,050 calories and 1,250, not including any exercise I do. I'm not eating those calories. I'm just letting them burn. I'm not sure if I'm doing that correctly. I'm not sure if I should up my calories, if I should get more exercise. I haven't done the Just Dance like I always had before. I'm still getting my 10,000 steps a day. One day I had 14, almost 15,000, but that's really all I'm doing. So I'm not sure if that all comes to play in this whole thing. I'm really not sure. If you have any advice, I'll take it. Otherwise, I'm just, doing my normal thing. I'm getting moderate amount of protein, very low carb, and I am having higher fat. Not a crazy amount, about 60 to 65% of my day in my macros is from fat, and about 30% is protein, and then about 10% or so is carbs. Some days are better than others. If I have coffee more than once a day, I went and I bought sugar alcohol. It's called why can I not think of this? Erythritol, I think it is. But in any event, or xylitol. So I started using that in my coffee, but 1 teaspoon of the xylitol sugar alcohol is equivalent to 4 grams of carbs. Of course, it's half of what regular sugar is, which is fantastic, but I find like I don't want to use those carbs just in sugar. So sometimes I'll just have 1 teaspoon sugar. I'm really trying to get to the point where I can just have a coffee black and not have to worry about anything. But for now, I do 1 or 2 teaspoons of the xylitol, and I have half and half creamer, about 80 calories worth. Some days I'm able to not have coffee, and I'll just go ahead and eat eat sardines and cheese wisps and stuff like that, which is fine. I usually do that, and I can get my carbs down to 4 carbs for the whole entire day, and that's not net carbs, that's whole carbs. I stopped doing the net carbs. I just do the whole kit and caboodle. So that way net carb wise is lower than my regular carbs that I input. And so it just works out in the end for me that I have like a bonus and I was lower carb than I thought. So anyhow, so that's really all that's going on here. I definitely have come to a point where I'm very thin on top. I've always been very thin. I've always had a waist. My bottom and my leg area, thighs, front of my thighs, were always big. And so that has diminished greatly, but I still have work to do. I still have a good 30, 40 pounds that I'd love to get off. To really feel good, I think, about my bottom half. And but now I've come to the point where, because I look thin and I look healthy and everything's great, I have people now thinking that I'm done losing. And I mean, I'm 198 pounds, so it's not like I'm 150 and they're like, wow, you know, where are you going to get it from, the last 30 pounds? You know, no, I need to lose more. And so because of the, you know, just seeing what they see on my clothing, or with wearing my clothing, then, you know, they just assume that everything's great and I'm done losing and I've done a great job and pat me on the back and send me on my way. Which is fine. I mean, people are entitled to their opinions. I just let them know I'm still 198. People gasp at that. They don't believe I'm 198, but listen, I have a scale. I'm kind of a scaleaholic. Hi, my name is Dory, and I am a scaleaholic. I will weigh myself in the morning. I will weigh myself a couple hours later, and then I'll take a shower and I'll weigh myself again, just to be certain. I know there's others out there. Come on, guys, fess up. You guys know you are a scaleaholic too. And if you're not, listen, that's great. I'm so proud of you. I wish I could be that way. But curiosity killed the cat. And I am very curious to know when I go down, when I go up, which I think is healthy. Like my surgeon told me, listen, you know, you really need to be on top of weighing yourself, especially now that you're getting to the end of your journey of losing the weight. You'll be going into maintenance probably in the next year. And, excuse me, and you should really be aware when the scale is tipping certain ways, because you really want to know, you know, when you need to buckle down on your eating or your measuring or your weighing or whatever else you're doing. I have been logging into my Fitness Pal every day for like 455 days or whatever today is. I do it religiously. Whatever I put in my mouth, that's what I am logging. As I said, because of the intermittent fasting and the keto, I do not have snacks. I'm following Dr. Eric Berg, B-E-R-G, on YouTube. He has some amazing, phenomenal medical things that he goes through about the fasting and about keto and ketosis and all that good stuff. And so, yeah, I'm enjoying learning from him. He's very, very smart. He's always backing it up with scientific evidence and how our bodies work and all that. So I like that. So a couple of NSVs that have happened this week. Last Sunday, my husband and I had a date at a huge festival that is here. I live in Massachusetts, so I am part of the Northeast, and we have a humongous, it's like for 10 days it goes for, but it's a huge festival type thing, and it's called the Big E, and it's the Eastern States Exposition. And so every year for like 10, 12 days, it comes, it has everything from horse shows to competitions to food galore. It's a huge fair, a huge festival. There are people that, you know, sell crafts and people who sell, you know, t-shirts and clothing and wooden items, and I mean, you name it, it's there. The latest gadget, the greatest restaurants, the greatest, all these things. Fried Oreos, fried Twinkies, you know, the heart attack burger that has the bun is made out of a honey dipped donut, etc., etc. So we went there this past Sunday on a date. My oldest daughter watched our 4 young children for us to have this date. It was incredible. We were gone for about 5 hours. So we went to this festival, and it was phenomenal. It was great because I have to tell you that I have not attended this festival for probably I'm going to say 20 years. 20 years I was unable to walk through this festival. And so why bother paying, the $15 entry fee if I cannot walk, if I'm going to be sitting down, if I'm going to be complaining or hot and sweaty and yucky and all that. And so for about 20 years, I have not gone. Even when my children wanted to go, we didn't go. I would send my husband with them in previous years, but I didn't go. So this was huge for me. I only sat down twice during the 5 hours, which was fine because we just had to sit for a minute to let people pass by or decide where we're going next. And it was, maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes sitting down. That's it. I was very proud of it. But one of the other moments during the Big E came when, as we were walking, my husband put his arm like on my hip, kind of around my back toward like the bottom of my back and on my hip. And before I had surgery, I had fat rolls there and it was not comfortable. It wasn't comfortable with his fingers between my fat rolls and all that. But this time it felt wonderful. I mean, he hugged my waist. He held his hand on my hip, and it was great. There was no, I felt sexy. I felt loved. I felt normal. There was no, fat touching and rubbing and bouncing and none of that. It was amazing. And so those are my two really biggest NSVs this week. I'm definitely excited about future NSVs. I'm excited about future festivals. Oh, and I also want to say too, is just because you go to this festival, I know people who probably aren't in our community. Maybe some of you are out there. Nobody I personally have heard in the community, but I've seen Facebook posts from friends and stuff, and friends who struggle with weight and friends whose children are already obese. And there's pictures of them gorging themselves at this festival, giving their children, this, I don't even know what it is, deep fried Twinkies. I don't even know what it was, but it's so unhealthy. And so you don't have to tell yourself, like I have in previous years, oh, it just comes once a year. Indulge yourself. Have that fried Twinkie, have that fried Oreo. Hey, why don't you just eat that heart attack burger that's over there? And so I just want to say, I went and I didn't have anything. My husband didn't have anything either. We went into certain things. There was one place I stopped at. My friend owns a restaurant. It's probably about a half hour from here. I haven't actually eaten at the restaurant, but they are there at the Big E every year. And they do like French meat pie and they have like croissants and all this stuff. But this year they had sweet pepper bacon. He puts it in the oven. It comes out phenomenal. I'm sure it's got sugar in it, whatever, because it's got to get sweet from somewhere. But it was phenomenal. So I had 3 strips of bacon when I was there. I did great. I had water before. I had water after we left. I didn't have to have anything. I didn't feel like I needed to stop for this lemonade or I need to stop for this fried whatever. Matter of fact, I picked up my daughter who was watching the kids. I picked her up fried Oreos. She wanted fried Oreos. I picked them up. It was not a temptation to me. I'm over it. I'm over, you get to a point in your weight loss journey before you start making real big changes. You get to a point where you're not going back. I don't know if it's just me. I know for me, I am a go-get-it person. I am a person who will stop at nothing when I set my mind to something. Like now, I have family who were police officers, detectives. My son recently went to the police academy. It wasn't for him. I don't believe he tried his best. After 4 days, he was out of there. But I'm thinking about becoming a police officer. Like crazy. I'm 45 years old. And I want to become a police officer and I want to go to the academy and get yelled at in my face and do push-ups and run and go crazy. Like I'm thinking of that. But you know what? If I set my mind to something, I'm going to do it. And so in your weight loss journey, I've seen people on Facebook, people I think on YouTube as well, but basically saying like, okay, I'm stuck. And so, this probably is where my body wants me. And they're still like way overweight. They're still in the obese category. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't pretend that, you don't want to try too hard and so therefore your body has you stuck there. That's false. That's a myth. That's not, you know, you can do whatever you set your mind to. If this helps somebody out there, like if you really need, like I know for me, when I do something wrong or I'm on a course that's not good for me or not healthy, if somebody just sits me down and tells me, listen, you can do it. Don't get the excuses. The excuses are for people who don't want to do it, who don't want success. If they tell me that, like, I'm totally cool and I'm like, listen, I needed to hear that. So if you're out there and you need to hear this, please don't give yourself the excuse to sabotage your eating. Don't give yourself the excuse, oh, well, I haven't, you know, had a drink or a glass of wine or 4 glasses of wine in a week. It's my due. It's Friday. I had to have a stressful job. Don't give yourself that excuse. If you really want it, listen, if you want to stay in the obese category, more power to you. Stay in the obese category. But if you really want to fight and get down and be even more healthier and live longer, then please fight for that. Like, I feel like we have that power. Each one of us has a power. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. I don't care anything. I don't care where your journey started. I don't care where it's going to end. But you have the power to change your destiny. And so, you know, it really ticks me off when I see videos or whatever of people who say, well, I just think, you know, hey, I think I'm in maintenance. I'm still 250 pounds, but I'm in maintenance. No, that's a crock. That's a crock. I don't want to put in the work anymore. And so therefore I don't want to log my food and I don't want to write down what I eat and I don't want to be open with anybody. I just want to be me. That's basically what that is. So anyways, I just stepped off my soapbox and I'm good to go. So I did not say in this video at all my stats. I'm so sorry. Because I don't even know how to edit my videos, what you see is what you get, and I just publish. I'm just going to say it now. My name is Dory. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery on September 12th, 2016 in Hartford, Connecticut with Dr. Darren Tischler. My highest weight ever is 333.5. My surgery weight was 300.5. And as I said last week, I was 198.7. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really happy. You know, I can't wait till I reach my goal. My personal goal is 145. I'm 5'4" and a quarter. I recently had them remeasure me just so I would know how much I was. And so, yeah, and so that's that. I'm excited for where this journey will end up. I know I'm going to assess once I reach like 170, how I feel, how my body feels, how much fat I have lost. And then I'll go from there and I'll reach to the stars and get it done. So that's it. If you would like to see more videos, please subscribe, like this video, ring the little bell that's down there. I don't even know where it is. I want to say subscribe is on this side down here. Click subscribe. I'm always looking for new subscribers. I love to share my journey. I'm very honest. I have a ton of different videos from the day that I came out of surgery. I kind of go through the journey with you, and I hope that you enjoy it as much as I have. Until next week.